A thin, elongated object tumbles through the inner solar system, flashing uneven light as it spins. Then it starts to speed up, drifting away from the sun instead of slowing down. No flare, no trail, nothing pushes it. It is already moving at over 54 miles per second, fast enough to cross entire planetary distances in days. And yet, something adds more speed without leaving a mark. The motion changes. The path bends. Control is gone. The acceleration appears first. The cause does not. If something is pushing it, we should see gas or dust streaming off its surface. But there is nothing. The surface stays clean. The space around it stays empty. The result is force. The cause is missing. Nothing pushes it. From a distance, its path should follow pure gravity, a clean curve shaped by the sun alone. Instead, the curve shifts slightly, like a hidden hand is pressing on it. That shift compounds over millions of miles. A tiny change becomes a different destination. It should fall inward. It does not. The object keeps drifting outward, faster than gravity alone allows, and no one can reach it. No one can touch it. No instrument can see what is doing this. The system is acting. The source is invisible. And that breaks the rule. If motion in space can change without a visible force, then nothing we track can be trusted. Paths stop being predictable. Trajectories stop being safe. The sky is no longer stable. It keeps moving. Nothing stops it. Nothing shows why. Oumuamua does not just move wrong now. It starts to look wrong. As it spins, its light rises and falls, stretching bright, then dim, then bright again, as if the object is turning a body too long for space to hide. The brightness changes by 10 times. That swing is not small. The shape breaks first. A normal rock should flash unevenly, but not like this. Oumuamua seems to stretch into something extreme, either long like a blade or thin like a plate, possibly reaching more than 1,300 feet across. It should look natural. It does not. Now, the failure has a body. The path was already bending away from gravity, but the object itself begins to look like it was built for the wrong rules. Too stretched, too flat, too clean to explain what comes next. Nothing pushes it, but something uses it. If the shape is causing the motion, then the shape should explain the push. But it does not. It only moves the problem from the path into the object, from invisible force into impossible structure. The search widens. Now scientists are not just tracking where it goes, they are staring at what it is. Because a body shaped this strangely could catch sunlight differently, turn pressure into motion, and drift without smoke or dust. That sounds like an answer. Then, the pressure tightens. If structure explains the acceleration, the object should become less frightening. Instead, Oumuamua becomes harder to trust, because the only possible cause is now hidden inside a shape no one can touch. The push stays invisible. The body becomes the clue. The clue does not save us. Now the invisible force gets a possible face. Scientists model Oumuamua as something cold moving close to the sun, warming fast as light hits its skin. It passed within about 23 million miles of the sun, close enough for buried ice to wake up. The surface should bleed. One idea says the object is packed with hydrogen ice, frozen so cold that when the sun heats it, the ice turns straight into gas. Not a dusty tail, not a bright plume, just invisible gas escaping into space. That could push it. For the first time, the motion has a known process behind it. A hidden leak could act like a tiny engine, nudging the object forward without leaving the smoke and dirt that telescopes would normally catch. Nothing pushes it, unless the push is clear gas. If invisible gas is escaping, then the acceleration should match that hidden release. But the object should still leave some sign, some residue, some trace of what is boiling away. It does not. The answer becomes a trap. Oumuamua keeps moving outward while the model tries to catch up from behind, turning a missing cause into a hidden process that no one can see directly. If that process is real, the sun did not just light the object, it triggered it. Now, the rule tightens. A normal body heats up, sheds material, and shows the damage. This one may heat up, accelerate, and stay clean enough to deny the push that saves the explanation. The cause fits, the evidence does not. The prediction must survive reality. The explanation hits the telescope and breaks. Telescopes scan Oumuamua in visible light, infrared light, and radio silence, searching for the hidden leak that should be pushing it. The object keeps moving. The trail never appears. No gas, no dust, no emissions. The instruments were sensitive enough to catch even weak comet activity, the kind of faint shedding that should follow a warmed body near the sun. They find nothing around it. The surface stays clean. If gas is pushing it, then gas should show up somewhere behind it, but it does not. The only explanation that made the motion feel possible now produces no evidence at all. Nothing pushes it, and nothing proves the push. The failure jumps from the object to the whole system watching it. The path still bends, the shape still looks wrong, but the cause that was supposed to connect them leaves no mark for anyone to measure. This is the collapse. A comet can be tracked because it gives itself away. A normal body can be predicted because the force acting on it can be seen, measured, and tested. Oumuamua gives the result, then removes the cause. The model fails in public. Now every answer has to explain two broken things at once: why it accelerated without a visible force, and why its body looked extreme enough to tempt an explanation that still could not survive the scan. The object keeps leaving, no one can reach it. The evidence stays empty. Oumuamua leaves before the proof can catch it. It slips out of the solar system, still pushed slightly off the clean path gravity should have drawn, and every mile makes the answer harder to reach. It is already billions of miles away. No return, no second look, nothing stops it. The last idea turns towards sunlight itself. Maybe light from the sun pressed against a thin, flat surface, like wind against a sail, giving the object a silent shove with no gas and no dust. That would explain the push. But the explanation cuts back into the body. If sunlight is moving it, then Oumuamua must act like a sail. But natural space rock should not form into something thin enough, broad enough, and light enough to drift this way. The proof becomes the anomaly. The same idea that saves the motion breaks the object. It behaved like a sail, but it arrived like debris crossing the inner solar system once, flashing in broken light, then disappearing where no telescope can follow. Nothing pushes it, except maybe light, but light demands a shape. Now the unknown hardens into something permanent. No sample can be taken, no close image can be made, no instrument can fly after it fast enough to test what it was. The system keeps the result and loses the cause. Oumuamua is gone, but its path remains behind like a cut in the map. Something accelerated without a trail, without gas, without proof we can hold. It moved like a sail. It formed like nothing we understand. The unknown does not leave.